All right, Kate, on a scale to 110, urinate.
Get it?
Yeah, for anyone who missed it, we talked about the sign. Someone put a sign up in the men's room above the urinal that says, on a scale to 1 to 10, urinate. And then, Kate, how would you describe my reaction to that? As previously discussed, maybe 2 months ago by now.
A grumpy old man?
Yeah.
Is that what I said?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Although you've called me that multiple times recently, so
right.
It could have been a number of items.
Right? It's hard to narrow it down, Matt.
Right.
Just kidding.
And so I had said, well, this seems like we're being unprofessional. I don't know. What's a client going to think when they come in here?
Right.
So the latest news on this is that someone high up in corporate was here and was just loving it.
Yes!
Like, oh, on a scale of 1 to 10, you're an 8. I hear as I walk by, and I'm like, oh, man. Okay.
Yep. It's not going anywhere.
And then, yeah, there was no lecture about, I don't know about that. It was just like, on a scale of 1 to 10, you're an 8. You see what they did there? Oh, because, you deposit urine in the urinal and all that. Urinate.
Matt, you work at a radio station.
Yeah. Well, I'm coming to grips with this.
I mean, I feel like I surely shouldn't have to remind you because you're one of the hippest guys I know music-wise and what's playing and all that jazz. But
hip. I
think we need to get rid of bathroom humor in the workplace. It's a professional building. It's a radio station. Supposed to be fun.
You've been practicing that impersonation for a while, huh?
I should have said it a little bit faster. You don't talk that slow.
For a second, I thought that was me talking.
No.
It's like, wait, am I speaking right now? That doesn't seem right.
Right.
So anyway, for anyone who was following along and heard me about the on a scale of 1 to 10, you're an 8 sign, well, it turns out at least one person at corporate is thumbs up and likes it.
Okay. Did you have high hopes that corporate was going to come in, use the facilities, and come out wagging their fingers saying, you guys, this is a professional business. We don't have humor in the bathroom. Come on.
Yes, I've been crossing both fingers. Well, I guess you always cross at least 2 fingers. The index and the middle finger on both of my hands. I've been doing that for days, going, please, let a corporate person show up and scold us.
Right.
No, that's not how.
And so were you super let down that corporate thought it was funny?
I wasn't super let down. I just knew it was something to follow up with on the show. And so I guess everyone should feel good about the sign above the urinal that says on a scale of 1 to 10, you're an 8.
I mean, you're not secretly disappointed that corporate's not lecturing?
No, I actually like that. I appreciate the fact that they're like, okay, sure. Woo! Okay. Full Lil Jon and everything. That's right. That's cool. That's fine. Yes. Kate, I think we successfully avoided talking about that actor from Pirates of the Caribbean and all that stuff. Didn't we? Did we talk about
Are you talking about Orlando Bloom?
Yes. No, not talking about Orlando Bloom, but I don't think we should say his name or her name.
Keira Knightley? No. Okay.
Keira Knightley, yeah.
Did you follow any of that?
A little bit. I mean, it was hard not to. Like, normally celebrity stuff does not show up on my YouTube, for example.
Yeah.
It's our job to stay in the know about celebrity stuff, so I've got different ways of keeping track of that, but got a pretty good YouTube oasis where it's not infected by that stuff, but in this particular case, unavoidable. You?
Yeah, I didn't really.
Nice.
I didn't really. I was we had a family thing, and my mom and my sister, who work full-time jobs and have other things in their lives, you would have thought that they were watching court TV 24/7.
Yeah.
They were like, and did you hear the part? And then she said, and then the lawyer said, and I was like, oh, I don't need to watch the trial. I'm getting the clip notes, the recap right here. So I kept in the loop from my mom and my sister.
Well, that was nice of you.
Yeah, that was nice of them. Because I'm not watching.
Oh, nice of them. Yeah, they kept you informed. You didn't stay in the know with what was going on, so you could relate to them. They filled you in. They were your dude from Pirates of the Caribbean, and what's her face's
Aquaman.
Aquaman.
She was in Aquaman.
Oh, really?
That's
oh, yeah,
what
that's
you
right.
were trying to think of it. Yeah.
I remember. Yeah.
There's like
Aquaman.
4 million people who signed a petition to have her removed from Aquaman. I'm like,
That's so
can we get a
stupid.
petition on gun safety? But no, Amber Heard? Okay, just checking.
Watch out. Here comes Kate.
I know. Sorry.
No, and I think the listener loves that. So I feel, well, first off, I feel like you failed in our attempt to not say
I did.
their names.
Sorry. That was your attempt. I knew I wouldn't make it.
That's fair. That is fair.
I knew I was a goner.
So a whole bunch of the streamers, right? YouTubers and TikTokers and Instagrammers, are those people that make money on Instagram? I think so. Yeah, there's Instagram influencers. Change their coverage from potentially playing Call of Duty or whatever the hell to talking about this trial. Just wild how many people were interested in this. I mean, I think one of them even said, oh yeah, I want to gain some new subscribers, so I'm going to talk about it for a while. Then we're going to go back to doing the video game stuff. Yeah. Interesting.
Are they going to go back? Or are they going to stay on this subject for a while longer?
I don't know. How much longer does this subject have?
Oh, I bet you they'll be talking about it for a while.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't just the theatrics of the two people involved. There's theatrics of the attorneys as well.
That, and also the fact that people are showing up at 1 a.m. or whatever time so that they can get a view, they can get a seat.
Yeah. Trial of the century.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've had a trial of the century, right?
Right.
Back when O.J. Simpson murdered those people and got away with it mostly.
Well, wasn't the Michael Jackson trial supposed to be a trial of the century also?
Oh, maybe.
Where was his doctor guilty of murder?
I forget. Did Michael Jackson do that thing before them?
No, not that one.
Oh, the second Michael Jackson trial?
The doctor.
Oh, the doctor. Oh.
Was he guilty? Yeah.
Nah. You think that was a trial of the century kind of situation?
It was big. Was Michael murdered?
So when you say doctor, it was, do you remember this dude's name? Dr. Something like that, right?
It was not Joe Smith. I know that for sure.
Right. His job was to help Michael Jackson fall asleep, more or less.
Was it fall asleep or pain management?
So I read/listened to a book about Michael Jackson from basically Jackson 5 all the way well beyond when he died, actually, because it talks about how his family was just a bunch of vultures. I shouldn't dismiss the entire family like that, but at the very least, Joe Jackson. And maybe LaToya was evil too. I forget who is the worst person in the Michael Jackson. No, it's clearly Joe Jackson who's the worst, but there's some bad people in there. So this dude, basically, yeah, at least the way the book portrays this, and it seems like a pretty authoritative source.
This dude being the doctor, this dude being the author. Who's the dude?
The dude being the... Okay, so the author was solid, had good sources, and then talking about the doctor, is basically Michael Jackson could not sleep. And so they started administering, it's a drug that's meant for anesthesia.
Propofol, right?
Yeah, propofol, something like, yeah, that's right.
The doctor was Conrad Murray. I knew it started with
there you go.
Conrad Murray.
I was hoping it would come to me. You know, eventually you build up a tolerance to such a thing, and then whoops, accidentally dead.
He gone.
I don't think it was murder. I think it was homicide, right?
Yeah. Murder makes it premeditated, right?
Yeah, murder in the first. Or well, I mean, you can have murder in the second, which isn't premeditated, but both are intentional acts.
They're not good. Not good.
Both are intentional acts, whereas you didn't mean to overdose Michael Jackson and kill him. But anyway, so there you go. Michael Jackson's dead.
Yep.
It has been for a while. Did I tell you I actually witnessed Stevie Wonder witnessing Michael Jackson's death on CNN on a computer? Did I tell you about that?
What?
Yeah, so I was working at the Apple store. Stevie Wonder comes in with his crew, and I think they ended up buying a bunch of iPhones. They were in town for a show in Kansas City. And I was teaching someone, on the Mac, And they were annoyed because the Leawood store, I worked at the Country Club Plaza store, but they were annoyed because they normally went to the Leawood store for their lessons. And I go, And then I pointed and go, does the Leawood store have Stevie Wonder? And then she pulls out this phone and sneaks a shot of Stevie Wonder from across the way. And during the course of this, you see that he is clearly, well, watching is the wrong word.
I was going to say, you said watching. I'm like,
That's right, I did. I didn't catch myself. He was listening to CNN, which was, the video was streaming on a MacBook that he was next to. He was next to the MacBook that was merchandised there. And you could see that he was kind of about Michael Jackson dying.
I'm not understanding the sentiment there. He was sad?
Yes, he was sad.
Okay.
Yeah. And then he +1'd everyone who was working to go to his concert that night.
Oh. Did you go?
No, I was busy. I had plans.
Oh.
I know.
Stevie Wonder.
Well, apparently there was confusion when they all showed up. Like, we don't have a thing on it here.
Oh.
And then they figured it out, though, and let him in.
I'm sure that Stevie Wonder has been to Kansas City since then, but I know that my brother saw Stevie Wonder. So maybe that was the concert he was there. I would have loved, oh man, I can't believe I was busy. I have other plans, Stevie.
I know.
Can't see you rock out, you music legend, you, even though you're sad that your friend just died.
I know, and I'm a big fan, too.
Oh.
And I heard that he did, of course, he covered a Michael Jackson song that night, too.
A tribute, yeah.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that story was going to go different when you said you saw Stevie Wonder watch Michael Jackson die.
What did you expect?
I didn't know how that story had yet to come up.
Yeah.
Wait, you saw.
Yeah, so all kinds of celebrities would go into the Apple store from time to time.
Yeah, everybody's got to have a phone.
Barry Manilow.
Oh. Did you start singing jingles to him?
He came in when I wasn't working.
Oh.
Yeah. Adam Levine. I saw Adam Levine.
Yeah?
He came in.
Did you guys compare tattoos?
Not just tattoos, Kate.
Okay. Dyed blonde roots?
Yes. Right. But not where you would think.
Oh.
So
Yay.
So Adam Levine comes into the Apple store, and it's a rare time when the place isn't packed.
Okay.
And so there are multiple employees around hanging out, and Adam Levine walks in with a couple of dudes with. And me and just another guy were kind of like, is that a rock star right there? Who is this? Because this would have been in probably 2010 or 2011 probably.
You should definitely know who he is by then.
Well, it's before he was all over TV.
Okay.
And you don't really expect someone like that to walk in just randomly.
Right.
So he walks in and he's looking for headphones. And yeah, we had some, but they were like Bose noise canceling headphones at that point in time. Or obviously you could buy the earbuds, but he clearly wasn't in there for that. And so Terrence, who is one of the managers, had said, oh yeah, there's a musician too. He's like, there's a Sony store just down the street. And he's, oh great, Sony, thanks, and takes off. And me and Brett, the dude that was with me, that was like, that guy, like, is that guy Adam? Was that Adam Levine? We say to each other as he leaves. And he points out that he's like, well, yeah, he had this tattoo on his arm. He had an acoustic guitar tattoo on his forearm. And I'm like, okay, well, let's go verify. So we looked up Adam Levine, and nope, no acoustic guitar on his forearm. And then I thought, what if we search for Adam Levine new tattoo? And boom, there it was. Confirmation. Adam Levine at the Apple store. Yeah.
There he was, and you didn't even know it.
That's right. Now, we could have also just looked up his Maroon 5's tour schedule and seen that they were in town, but, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do? Look it up by the tattoos instead.
Exactly. Yep. So, anyway,
All right, who else?
Who else?
Stevie Wonder, Adam Levine, Barry Manilow. Go.
Oh, let's see. I'm drawing a blank.
Some Chiefs players.
Oh, yeah. I helped Eddie Kinnison.
Yeah?
Once. I was like, who is this guy? fully, like, just an amazing suit, perfectly dressed, right? And then diamond earrings. I'm like, who is this? And I was like, God, you seem so familiar. And only when I rang him up, I was like, Eddie Kinnison. Damn it.
There you go.
Freddie Patek, Kansas City Royals player from years and years and years ago. I helped him. And then that interaction didn't go well. And I felt bad after the fact once I learned it was Fred Patek. Oh, George Brett a couple of times.
Okay.
I told you about George Brett, right?
No, maybe. Were we talking about George Brett pooping his pants? And then we talked about George Brett at the Apple Store?
It's possible that it was part of that discussion. So George Brett walks in and basically makes a beeline for the back of the store where I was kind of hanging out. And first off, a couple of dudes that had worked there forever kind of hid because they were accustomed to George Brett when he had George Brett's. There was that restaurant down on the plaza.
Right.
And so he was around there a lot once upon a time. So the dudes that had worked there forever would be like, oh, God, George, because they felt like he required a lot of time and attention. And so George Brett walks up to me and points to an iMac and goes, I need to know the exact dimensions of that right there. And points at the iMac and then goes on to explain that he was building a new house in Mission Hills and that he was going to have a desk with an elevator built in to bring the iMac from within the desk.
Oh, geez.
Up to eye level. I know. Isn't that wild?
Oh, George Brett.
And then I pulled it up immediately. And I was like, I was built for this. So I go and I go to apple.com and find the computer and the specs and go, okay, it's this by this by this. And he goes, can you send that to me? And I go, yes, George Brett. What's your email address?
George Brett at hotmail.com.
Yeah. And we've been pen pals ever since. No, I just sent him the technical specs. And then it was like a 45-second interaction or a minute. It was very efficient interaction.
Done and done.
And he goes, you're real good. I don't know if you're as good as Chase, one of the other dudes that had worked there forever.
You're like, Chase isn't here, though, is he?
Right. Yeah, Chase is hiding in the back. But you're pretty good. I don't know if you're as good as Chase, but you're pretty good. And then I shook his hand, and it was glorious. Like, this is the hand. This is the soft pillow-like hand of a Hall of Fame baseball player, George Brett. Yep. So there you go. That was the best. That was...
Who poops his pants in Vegas?
Fine.
I love that story.
Okay, you want to tell it? You want to tell the George Brett soils his pants story, Kate?
Oh, no, I think our listeners should have to look that one up. I just can't do it justice. Don't you think?
I think it was removed once upon a time, so the story is actually George Brett telling a story about how he pooped his pants. And the way it starts, it's like spring training maybe, right? He's in uniform.
He's mic'd up at spring training when he's like in a coaching position, not like as a player.
Right. So this would have been probably early 2000s maybe when that one happened.
Maybe.
And the conversation starts with like, have you ever crapped your pants? Except I think he may have dropped a more profane word. And I think he said maybe he's good for it once a year or something.
I think so. What year did George Brett,
if that's what it takes to get 3,000 hits,
poop his pants,
300 home runs,
2004, 2005.
Okay, great.
It's when he was coaching.
George Brett pooped his pants at least seemingly once a year, and I'm not sure if that's still a thing, but if that's what it takes to become a Hall of Fame baseball player, I might be up for that. I might do that. I might make that trade. Poop my pants once a year. That seems inconvenient. Hall of Fame.
But great story.
Yeah, they need to put that next to his plaque in the Hall of Fame. Just put that video on loop where George Brett is telling the story about how he crapped himself in Vegas. Good memory that it was Vegas, by the way.
Yeah, I think it was like in the hotel lobby, too. Like he just left the restaurant and he was trying to find the bathroom and...
Yeah. And someone brought him pants that were massive, right? Didn't someone bring him pants that were like 10 inches too big?
Too big.
Oh, George Brett. What a guy.
Kansas City legend.
Yep. So if you, dear listener, poop your pants, frankly, once every 5 years, you should feel better about that.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, even George Brett does.
You're in good company.
Right. And for any of our infant listeners, this doesn't apply to you. You're allowed to crap your pants multiple times a day if you'd like.
If you're wearing the proper attire. If you're in the bathtub, don't do it.
Right. Yes, dear infant. Dear infant listener, if you're in the bathtub, that's not the time to go. Wait until the diaper's back on. Come on.
I get it. You're relaxed.
What are you doing?
Everything's great. Don't do it.
How common is that?
Oh, more than you'd like to know.
Would you like to say, or would that be too embarrassing to your children?
Well, it's been a long time since I've had to get poop out of a bathtub. But
well, right. Your kids are
10 and 12.
10 and 12. Yeah.
But I was not prepared for how often it happened, both as infants and toddlers.
Oh, yeah. See, this is what I'm missing out on.
Yeah.
Being childless. Yeah. Damn.
I know.
Missing that.
Did you know that the DeLorean is building an electric car?
DeLorean, the vehicle from Back to the Future, mostly known from Back to the Future.
Right.
I didn't know that car brand still existed.
Yeah, they are building an electric car, and it's going to look similar to the Back to the Future DeLorean. It's expected to cost $175,000 and have a range of 300 miles.
Oh, that range is pretty good. But how much?
$175,000.
Damn.
I bet you it's that expensive because of the flux capacitor. Right?
Good call. Yeah, you're right. Technology and design, like basically the way you can mold a car is a lot more advanced than you once were. So you can get to 80 miles an hour. I couldn't remember the specific number.
It's 88.
88
right?
point whatever miles an hour quicker. You're 0 to 88 is faster.
I mean, wasn't the big thing about DeLoreans that you couldn't park them in parking places? Like you had to park where no one was near you because you couldn't open the door? Is that why they kind of fell on their face?
I think that was part of it. I mean, it was kind of gimmicky, but I'm not sure what the major fail point was. But yeah, that sounds right. That was part of it. Now, some of the Teslas, disclaimer, about Elon Musk, but Tesla has at least one of their cars has doors like that, but the doors kind of tuck in.
Okay.
So that you can still park okay. But yeah, the DeLorean was basically just the doors become wings.
But was the DeLorean popular after the movie, or were they trying to create a car in the movie and then they're like, hey, let's have a car here? You know what I'm saying? Was it built for the movie or was it?
Oh, right. So it existed before the movie.
Okay.
And the movie just chose to go for that car, which is kind of cool. And if you think about it, not too much of the Back to the Future series features that car parking.
Build a time machine out of a DeLorean?
Got to know your parallel parking if you're going to drive a DeLorean around.
Right.
So maybe this new DeLorean has better doors? Maybe.
I mean, it's from a reputable site that I got this information, totallythebomb.com.
Yeah, search for DeLorean under Bing News. For the unfamiliar, I use Bing. I don't need to go into it right now. But DeLorean pulls out all stops to eclipse Tesla. And one of those stops being those doors.
Looks sharp, though. The all-electric DeLorean.
Cool. So you're going to hit up your bank to see if they'll give you a loan for, how much was it? $700-something thousand?
$175,000.
Oh, never mind.
$175,000.
Much more affordable.
$175,000. And in this particular picture, it even has a back seat.
Oh.
I would like to ride in
that
one,
case.
but I'm not going to purchase one because it's too short, too low.
You're too short. Okay, you'd be willing to drop nearly $200K, but it sits too low?
I'd like to see what they've got in an SUV.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a costly vehicle.
Yeah.
I tell you what, there's all kinds of cars that I would love to take a ride in. Ideally, I would like to drive them instead. But expensive. Turns out like Ferraris and Lamborghinis cost a lot of money.
Money. I mean, you can't take it with you when you go, Matt. You know?
Okay, yes, I should throw my hundreds of thousands of dollars
write that check.
At sports cars. Yeah, get that check out. Yeah, I always do keep a check in my wallet. You never know.
Never know.